Hi, everybody. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today, I am here to talk about the Scorpio new moon for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. And let's go ahead and look at the screen. And here it is. Okay, can you guys see me? Do I have the screen shared? Maybe not. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me close this out. And here we go. Yeah, let me move the taskbar. And so Gemini, let's have a look at you here. Um, mm-hmm. So let's look here, and where are you, Gemini? Let's get the pen, and we are right here. So here you are, Gemini, and the Scorpio new moon is happening for you in your fifth house. Let's look at it here. I think it's your sixth house. I beg your pardon. Let's see here. It's in your sixth house of your health, your work, and your lifestyle. This is the house where we need things to work out. We need work, we need our health, and we need our daily routines. It could be about our habits, but it's typically about lifestyle or, kind of streamlining our day. Um, or our lifestyle, the daily routines that are really important for us, as I said, to make our life work, right? So the Scorpio new moon, what is it about? The Scorpio new moon is about planting new seeds that are of the Scorpio themes, right? And so Scorpio is about power. It's about our intimate relationships. It rules the eighth house. For you, it's happening in your sixth, but Scorpio is about our psychic ability, our ability to see between the truth and lies. Yeah, it can to lift the veil. So it is very intuitive. It's a very psychological sign, very deep and intense. And as I said, intimate relationships, money, shared monies as well, commissions, royalties, even taxes and inheritances. That is for Scorpio. And interesting that that's what we have. The taxes, home taxes are always in November. Yeah, if you're a homeowner, that's where they are here in California anyway, right? And Scorpio, it can also be about things that are hidden. Yeah, we're able to see the truth sometimes and lift the veil, but it's about the occult and is about, and the occult can be things that, astrology is an occult subject, right? Or kind of a cult theme, right? Anything that is helping you see deeper into a psychological and deeper and at the psyche level of the psyche. And Scorpio is also about the unconscious mind. This is what I mean by the hidden and things like that, right? Scorpio can be about our power, but it can be about our fears and our doubts as well. And it is transformation, right? That's the biggest kind of one of the biggest themes about Scorpio is transformation. And so the new moon is in your sixth house of daily work. Maybe you are planting seeds or daily lifestyle, planting seeds for a new job can be related to your health as well, possibly, Gemini. And when I doesn't always mean health in a major way where you need some major operation. It can be wellness or right or a health regimen where you're taking exercise or doing the sixth house is about that, right? And where you are exercising or maybe you are just doing some type of health regimen now. All right, so it can also be here that you're planting seeds for a new job or a new career, something like that could be, right? So that's where that's happening for you. Um, Yeah, and this new moon, your natal Mercury is in Scorpio, Gemini. So this is asking you to let something transform, let something change. It can be to change it yourself. This is a very yin sign, though. Scorpio, yin is usually coming from a place of, seeing things or being open, not necessarily taking action, but it can be about action as well because Mars is the ruler here. Um, Mars and Pluto both, which is kind of up for debate a little bit. Mars is the ancient ruler, Pluto's the modern ruler. But this sign here, it's a yin sign, so maybe, this can be you allowing something to transform by just allowing it. That's what yin means, just being receptive and open and allowing it, right? To happen. Yeah, you might want a new job. You could be setting goals right now, like planting these seeds, Gemini, setting goals or planting seeds right now. Mercury is helping you to see the details. This is your planet, you're ruling Mercury, right? Mercury rules your first house and your fourth house of home and family and emotional security. And in your fourth house here is, speaking of that here, because we have an aspect, I'll talk a little bit about that later, is the South Node though, and that's where you're letting things go, where you're seeing things about the past that don't serve you anymore. This could be related to anything, could be related to home and family, as I said, and this is also the house of the past. The fourth is about the past. It's about the mother. It is about nurturing and family life, but these can be family wounds sometimes when we see the South Node in here because we are supposed to move away from that. And Mercury rules it, so Mercury definitely wants you to make intelligent decisions. In Virgo, it wants you to be methodical and, very analytical about things here. And that's what you're doing here. Um, that's what you're doing right now, I believe, with Mercury in your sixth house. Yeah, so let's go ahead and refresh this here. And we do. We have a sextile from, let's click, see, here it is. Okay. So here's the sextile from, interesting how it has moved away from Mercury a little bit, but yeah, let me see here if they will mention Mercury here. No, it is separating. So, but Venus is sextiling your south node in that house, in that fourth house of home and family, or emotional security could be too. The fourth house is your emotional mind, the decisions we make and the way we think about things that will bring us a little bit of peace, right? Or emotional security, right? As a Cancer is the natural ruler of the fourth house. And so Cancer is always seeking emotional stability. That's what they are doing. That's part of that's why they are the house of the family and foundation, right? Although I understand family doesn't always support us. No, I get that. But Venus here is um, sextiling that south node from your sixth house where the new moon is. So Venus is here. It could be about love and intimate relationships that have to do with your daily life, possibly. This can be also the sixth house is health. Venus can be, self-care and really taking care, but you're doing something here. You're kind of letting something go, or maybe you are seeing it for what it is, but you look like you're leaving things behind here. The South Node is either learning or learning from something in the past, but it's like leaving it behind so you can really reach your North Node, right? And your North Node is your higher potential over here, and they're on an axis. So yours is between the fourth and the 10th house. So right now, maybe you are definitely planting seeds of work for career. The 10th house is about career as well. So let's see what else here we have. Um, yeah, so we have also Uranus is opposing your natural, your ruler here, Mercury, right? Mercury is the sign of intelligence, Gemini, in case you're new to astrology. Mercury is the sign of intelligence. It's our decisions, anything with the mind, plans and goals, analyzing and yeah, definitely. So it can be about what we want to study, what we want to read about, what, it's learning as well. And it is opposing Uranus. It has moved out of your sign, excuse me, and opposing your 12th house. Scorpio is also about transformation, this is about unexpected change or something unstable. Sometimes it can be a need for freedom. Uranus can come in and free us from something and change everything just overnight. And typically typically it can be difficult, but Uranus also represents innovation, and that's why it represents technology as well. So usually this is not just to be something, maybe you want to feel free about something possibly, or, independent, but it is in the 12th house. The 12th house is, it can be the 12th house of self-undoing. Um, yeah, so. this is your sixth house of health. Maybe there you are something you're supposed to be flexible about something that maybe has to do with your health, Gemini. It could be your mental health as well. And when I say that, sometimes it means you just know what's better for you. It doesn't mean that, you're having a mental attack or a nervous breakdown, nothing like that. We're not talking about that. We are talking maybe there's something you need to leave behind because this 12th house is the 12th house of endings. So, it could be, it can be anything. If it's in Taurus, it can be about the work that you have. It definitely can be the money you earn, your financial stability. Maybe that is changing here because of work. But, in the 12th house, this is definitely about sacrificing something or sacking something. And I believe here in your sixth house, and Mercury is here telling you, hey, make the right decision here, right? And analyze this before this changes kind of on you. This could be asking you to be flexible, possibly just in general, right? But Uranus in the 12th house, um, yeah, and if there was, yeah, Uranus in the 12th house can maybe sometimes about a health issue as well. The 12th house is typically about, it can be about physical health. It is. The 6th house is about our physical health. This can be, the 12th house can be physical or psychological health. It just depends. There could be something that you're feeling like needs to change or that is challenging, those kind of, those areas of your life, right? Yeah, so let's see what else we have. And we have the Sun, Moon, and Mercury, and they are all trining. Let's see. Let's go ahead and no, not that. Let's go ahead and refresh Gemini. And here is Sun, Moon, and Mercury in your sixth house. Um, and so yeah, there's since Mercury is your sign and it is here in the sixth house with the new moon, you're definitely analyzing things about work health, or your daily lifestyle. And it's in Scorpio. I feel like you definitely want to change something. You could be leaving something behind that possibly has to do with your work. Yeah, definitely. Maybe doing something a whole new way. Maybe you're not completely sacking it, but maybe you're doing it in a whole new way. Um, but this is definitely about your flexibility with your work, possibly. Um, and Uranus in the 12th house can also make you see kind of what was hidden. The 12th house is, it can be the house of uncertainty and confusion. And so it's also about a lot of beautiful things. It is. Every house has something, as every sign has a higher and a lower kind of aspects to them. Yeah, for sure. And here we can say, we can say attributes and shortcomings. We could say that, or attributes and pitfalls, maybe. But here is Uranus in the 12th house. And it could be maybe you are seeing something definitely you're seeing something now that really kind of needs to end. And you might be uncertain about something here, but Mercury is helping you out in your sixth house. It's asking you to really look deep, especially if it's in Scorpio. That is really, you need to see what's below the veil to understand something. Yeah, Gemini. So let's see here. I don't like how this sits in the way, but hey. Okay. So let's see what else we have. Yeah. And so I was talking about Gemini, I mean Mercury, Gemini. I was talking about trining this Neptune and Saturn. And this is Ceres over here. This is about abundance and fertility. Yeah, but here at the, trining this Saturn and Neptune, and this is going to be in your 10th house of career. So we have a lot that is about your work right now with this new moon, Gemini. Yeah. And, we can say here that mhm, um, this trine will make things happen easier. There's a flow to it. In your 10th house, we can say that here that Mercury and, not Mercury, but Neptune and Saturn are supporting one another because Neptune can be about your creativity, your visions, right? Neptune is about your visions. It can be the mystic as well, like able to see, not unable, able to see beneath the veil, as is Scorpio. Yeah, these are very psychological here and very intuitive and psychic signs. Yeah, and for you, it's like about your career. Maybe you need to really, maybe you had to really accept something here. With Uranus, you could be having to accept something and let it go because it's going to change on you, or it already feels vulnerable. Not vulnerable, but volatile or unstable, right? And yeah, and so here, you're right here, Neptune can support, Saturn can support Neptune's visions. Neptune is about our visions. Yeah, it is. And so here it is. It can really support these, kind of solidify and give your dreams and your visions like form. Yeah, and definitely. And even for the long term. So we have that here. So there's a lot of good energy for you. And this Neptune here is at 29 degrees of your 10th house of career. There's definitely something you have to do here that is important to your career. And maybe the new moon is showing you that, right? But this Neptune here at the 29th degree, it could be asking you to, follow your dreams, follow your visions. It definitely, because at the 29th degree, it's critical and it's pushing you to do something. Neptune is retrograde. It's okay. It makes it a little bit weaker. But it's not a game changer. No, it's definitely not. Neptune can also be about our creative visions. Neptune is also about loss. There's something, and this here is this where Uranus sits about the change and, maybe freedom or unexpected change here. Instability is in your 12th house, which is the natural house of Pisces and Neptune. So this is the house of loss. I feel like you have to accept maybe losing something in order for something better, right? A new job, a new career, because of, these house placements for you. All right. And be certain about what you want because Neptune can sometimes, it can trick us because of the illusion. Neptune is about daydreaming sometimes, right? Daydreaming and these visions, and sometimes our head is up in the clouds, or and so this is definitely. I feel like you're supposed to be able to see something here, and possibly accept some type of loss in order for kind of no pain, no gain. Could be that type of a situation. All right. Be careful for impulsive decisions. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, with Mercury opposing Uranus here. Um, yeah. And you could have new health routines. You could, I think I mentioned that. Um, hmm Yeah, your social status can change, Gemini. Maybe you'll get married or divorced or get your degree, or it could be a social status change. It could be you moving to a really nice neighborhood, and you came out of the hood. That's a social change, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Yeah, there's another trine here that is part of this kite for you, Gemini. So this kite, for the kite, you can see the kite right here, and the kite is happening in your 10th house of career and your 12th house of endings, um, and overcoming. This is also the 12th house of release, but at the same time overcoming, but spiritually. Okay. Yeah, and so this is in your 10th, your first house, I mean your 12th house of endings, I beg your pardon, and also in your second house of earned income. Yeah, this can be about money, yeah, for you. It can be also about your kind of your self-esteem. It can definitely be. The second house is about self-esteem, self-worth. It's about our stability, but sometimes it comes from materialism, right? When we have enough money, we feel good inside. So our self-worth or our stability is improved. Yeah, and this is also in Cancer, and maybe you're having a child here, but this second house is about your money, your finances, or your self-worth. Yeah, interesting. So we have it to the second house as well. So these are, it just looks like your career, some work here. And remember, is changing. Now we have the other house that is here is your sixth house of work and daily life. Your daily life could really change. That you could be planting seeds for that. You definitely could, big time, because here it is in Scorpio. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, and let's see, we have Mars. Let's see. Yeah, we have Mars right here, and Mars is associated with the new moon in Scorpio. Yes, it is. It is in your seventh house of relationships. Interesting. And, Mars can be about new beginnings. It can be about anger as well. But, anger and passion. And in Sagittarius, in your seventh, maybe you want a new relationship here, but or you're kind of uh, going that way, or you think you want maybe, or even your existing relationship, possibly Mars in the seventh. It's also in Sagittarius, so Sagittarius is, the guru or the philosopher. So this could be following your own philosophical views, or what makes you feel good and in regard to expansion, right? And here is the south node over here. You're leaving something behind. This shows up in your fourth house of either family. These can be family wounds. Is that your fourth house? Let's have a look at that. Let's make sure here for you. I feel like it is. Yeah, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, your natal planet, but here's the south node in the fourth house. So maybe you're leaving behind things that have to do with family. This can be family wounds, but this is learning here. But you're feeling stressed to do it. Yeah, let's go back to Mars. You're feeling some type of tension because, and because of the square here, and the square is putting pressure on you to let something go or learn from something. Let something go that doesn't serve you, or learn from something and leave it in the past. The past is where it belongs, in the past, right? That's what they always say, right? Some good things can come out of the past, but not really so much here, unless you are learning, as I said, because you're also squaring the north node, right? These nodes here are about our life path. This is about our past lives, or our past in this life. I do past life reading, so I know this to be, of course, factual, right? And the North Node is where we're going. That is where we are striving to go to become our best self. So, this is your fourth in your seventh house of relationships. There could be something you're learning about relationships that you have to put it to use and leave something behind. It can be about how you relate to others as well. And this Pisces here is sitting in your 10th house of career, but it's social status. So there can be something going on here with possibly relationships. This can also be, um, yeah, this possibly relationships or just relating to others, right? The seventh house where Mars is. For some of you guys, could be dealing with some type of angry legality or angry court case that you're kind of learning from, or you have to leave something behind that's in the past over here, or learn from something, accept something. But here, this is in your 10th house of career or social status. So, yeah, this is between the fourth and the 10th, and these are the work-life balance axis. So there could be something going on there for you. And this can be kind of leave your interesting here, because, Mars can be, when we talk about self-esteem, it is about the self, right? So Mars wants to, go after everything that is, I want a new beginning. I can do that. I want that. I'm taking the step. I'm taking this. I'm going to grab it and do it. And over here with this south node, in this health axis, kind of. You can maybe, and this is even in Virgo, you could be leaving behind past patterns that don't serve your career, your family, something like that, either one, because it's on that axis. Okay. Yeah. And this can also be saying for you, Gemini, leave behind these patterns, even in this life, patterns that are not working for you, right? Methods, patterns, things like that. And habits could also be here, because this is a health axis too. Habits that can hold us back, because here is the the square to the north node. So something, you're being pressured to do something and to let something go that is for your higher purpose. Yeah, definitely. All right, and that is in the 10th house. And here is Mars is in your nut is in Sagittarius. This can be about your grandfather, your father, your fourth house is over here, your mother. This can definitely all be about family as well. Sure can. And that here, this also reaching your true potential over here with the squares can just be about bosses and higher ups that, that you kind of, this could be you need to assert yourself, definitely. But you need to assert yourself when you are in this place of kind of like stability, sort of, or you're seeing things like from the 10th house is seeing things in a practical way that have to do possibly, with your long-term goals, right? Can be about fatherhood too. And as I said, this can be about bosses and managers, but this is your house of personal agency over here, your own authority over your own life. Um, yeah, so there can be that, right? And there's regeneration, Gemini, by allowing something to end. You're inviting something new into your life that has to do with the ninth house, your beliefs, your visions, what part of life you feel like is, fueling your higher potential, right? Your expansion and your growth, all right? And thank you so much. And yeah, and so I hope that you learned something here, you got something out of this. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's really helping me to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I'm also a psychic. If you want to get a psychic reading with me, I have a promotion going. I will put that down in the description box as well. If you want a tarot reading with me, those I'll put that all below. All right. Thanks so much. And hit that little bell if you want to be notified of my uploads. I'm going to start uploading on a regular basis. Yeah. Thanks so much, Gemini. All right. You have a great one.